So, we just finished watching Microsoft's press conference, and right off the bat, let me just say, that was really, really good. That was seriously amazing. They started out the show by showing the Scorpio, which now sounds kind of silly with his new name, the Xbox One X. It kind of reminds me of those young teen gamer tags. Man, I sound like an old man, like young teen, what the fuck. But yeah, you know the ones, the XXX assassin _ killer XXX. But all things considered, it does look pretty good. They have the 4K support on a lot of the things there. Fun fact, if you try to take a drink every time they say 4K, you're probably gonna have liver failure by the end of the conference. But yeah, there were a lot of things they showed off. One of the first things they did was Forza 7, and they showed a Porsche on stage as well. Not entirely sure why they wanted to, bring a car there. But, I mean, whatever. It was kind of cool. The game itself looks super pretty. It looked very slow. Didn't really look super exhilarating, but it looked very slow. But yeah, it looked very pretty, though. I hope the substance in the game is there. They then showed off Metro Exodus, which is a new Metro game in the, Metro 2033 series and Metro Last Light. They said it was gameplay, but it really did not look like gameplay to me. But that being said, it also looks super good. Then they showed Assassin's Creed Origins, and again, looks super good. This time I believe it was gameplay. And everything looks so polished. I really like Egypt as like a setting. So that's cool. And then they showed PlayerUnknown's Battleground and said it was an exclusive for Xbox One X. I'm not entirely sure I got that. Then they showed off some kind of 4-player co-op dwarf game. It looked like a horde mode. It looked really cool. Kind of reminded me of Grow Home in its artistic style. And then they showed State of Decay 2, which honestly looked like a super boring another zombie game, And then they showed off something called the Darwin Project, and that looked amazing. The art style looked super stylistic. I actually thought it was Insomniac Games at first, because, they did Sunset Overdrive for the Xbox One. But it wasn't that. What it was, it seemed to be kind of like an arena battle royale kind of thing. Yeah, I'm not sure what to call it. It looked like Team Fortress 2 with a lot of different melee classes and superpowers and that sort of stuff. So yeah, that looked super cool. They then showed off Minecraft and talked about how it's going to be cross-play, cross-region, no, not just cross-region, but cross-platform play. So Nintendo Switch, phone, VR, PC, Microsoft, PlayStation, I assume. They then showed off one of the coolest things I think I've seen, and that's Dragon Ball 2D, Dragon Ball Fighter Z. It was a 2D fighter, and it looked cool as shit. All the animations looked spot on. It was pretty amazing. They then, after that, showed off an MMORPG called Black Desert. And it looked like it wasn't like traditional MMORPG kind of fighting. It was almost reminded me a bit of Hyrule Warriors and the Dynasty Warriors kind of series. It looked very hack and slashy, tons of enemies, and everything seemed to have a really, really fucking cool oomph to it. Then they showed off a game called Last Night, which was a pixel art game. It also looked amazing. It kind of reminded me of Owlboy and how polished the pixel art looked. And then they showed Artful Escape. Don't really know what it is. It does look like a game with a great art style, but yeah, it also looked kind of like a rhythmic runner. After that, they showed this kind of Japanese anime kind of game, Dark Souls. It gave me some kind of Dark Souls vibes. Fox said that some of the enemies looked like lesser Cthulhu's. Somebody in the chat called it Weeb Souls, which I thought was kind of fun. And then we finally got to see some cool things from Sea of Thieves, which is Rareware's new IP. And it looks super cool. The art style is amazing. The exploration looked like it was pretty neat as well. Ship battling looked kind of cool. It was super pretty. I don't know what kind of game it is. Is it an MMO? It kind of looks like an MMO, but at the same time, if it is an MMO, it seems like there's not much to do. Not really sure. Then they showed off a kids game, which is called Super Lucky's Tale, which stars an anthropomorphic fox, and I don't know, it looked super cute. It looked like a cereal mascot on a Banjo-Kazooie-ish mascot platformer kind of thing. It looked cute. It looked like it's for kids. We then got to see Cuphead, and it has a date, finally. September 27th. At least I believe it was September 27th. So yeah, that's great. We didn't really get to see much more than that, but it still looks amazing. And then they had another trailer for Crackdown 3, which looks amazing, and this time Terry Crews was doing the commercial and made it look super much like one of those Old Spice commercials, which always makes my heart just go aflutter. And then they had just this rapid fire of cool looking games. It just, from beginning to end, everything just looked so fucking good. Then you have the Middle-earth, the new Middle-earth game. What was it called? Shadow of War. It also looked super fucking cool. I've not played the others, and I think I definitely should, but yeah, it was just so charming. The monsters, the orcs, the giants, super charming. Main character doesn't seem to be that charming. Seems like the main character has the personality of sandpaper, but what do I know? And then you have Ori and the Blind Forest. Well, it's not Ori and the Blind Forest, but it's a sequel. And holy fucking shit, that looked so good. Like, wow, that looked so good. We didn't really get to see any gameplay, but even so, knowing how good the first one was, and seeing that they're making a sequel that looks just as good, just that warms my heart. They then showed that the Xbox is going to be Xbox compatible with the original Xbox. I guess I can't call that the Xbox One. EA came and showed off Ashen like they said they would yesterday, and Ashen also looks like a really cool exploration game. It also looked open world, and they did this kind of like hiring actors to do this cool gamer talk. Is like seriously like, how do you do, fellow kids? That sort of vibe. I didn't really like that part of it, but everything else looked amazing. I really hope that BioWare knocks this out of the park, and I really hope that the story turns out to be great and that the open world has stuff to do, because I will not lie, I am getting a bit open world fatigue with all these open world games coming out. All things considered, I would say that Microsoft had one of the best conferences I've ever seen from Microsoft. Holy shit. They really knocked it out of the park with this one. It's going to be interesting seeing what Sony and Nintendo does to live up to this. The standard has been set. The bar has been set, and it has been set high. This was amazing. Good job, Microsoft. So, what do you guys think about the presentation? Let me know in the comments. See ya.